In the 1950s and 60s, Kamaraj, the then Chief Minister of Madras State, brought in free education and a free midday meal for school children. Since then, governments across the country, including the union government, have brought in a number of welfare schemes that many label as freebies. In Tamil Nadu, the DMK has given free color TVs, gas stoves, free power to weavers and farmers, free bus travel for women and persons with disability, 1 kilo rice at 1 rupee, 2 acres of agricultural land for farm workers, and much more for free. The AIDMK has promised and given free mixers, grinders, laptops, fans, mobile phones, saris, veshtis, cycles, and scooters at half price for women. In Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party has given water, electricity, and public transport for women all for free. In Uttar Pradesh, BJP has promised electricity for farmers, scooters for college girls, laptops and coaching classes for students, 2 LPG gas cylinders for free. Your taxpayers' money is being used to fund and give all of these items for free to the people. But are freebies really bad and a waste of money? Let me explain. The Supreme Court is hearing a petition seeking action against political parties for promising or distributing irrational freebies. The logic behind this is that freebies are a waste of taxpayers' money and a way to bribe the voters. Let's begin with why these welfare schemes are in fact good for disadvantaged people. Firstly, the word freebies itself is problematic because most of these are welfare measures meant to uplift the most disadvantaged people in our society. Yes, some of these schemes can be called populist or even categorized as freebies, but most are basic necessities which poor households cannot afford. This brings me to point number 2. The idea behind welfare schemes is to reduce inequality. And the fact is that India is one of the most unequal countries in the world. According to Oxfam, 73% of the wealth generated in 2017 went to the richest 1%, whereas 67 million Indians who are the poorest in the country saw a mere 1% rise in their incomes. In other words, the rich are getting richer and the poor are struggling to earn minimum wage. Rising inequalities hurts women and children the most. So, welfare schemes like free public transport for women or even free laptops for poor college students are an attempt to bridge the widening gap. Thirdly, welfare schemes can have a multi-dimensional effect. For example, the DMK argues that free electricity can not only raise the standard of living of a poor household, but can also help a child in their education. The DMK also makes a similar argument for their much criticized color TV scheme, saying that it helped uplift and empower women, especially in rural areas. Many have made similar arguments for schemes like free mixers and grinders, saying that it increased household productivity, enabling women to complete the household chores faster and participate in the labor force. Fourth, welfare schemes do not make the poor lazy. Nobel laureate and economist Abhijit Banerjee trashed this idea with his own research spread across continents, finding that when people were given free assets, they in fact became more productive and creative. Now let's get to another important question. Are welfare schemes a drain on the exchequer? Yes and no. For example, the DMK says that until 2013-2014, Tamil Nadu's finances were fine. This is despite the state spending on a number of welfare schemes over the years. The DMK says that Tamil Nadu's fiscal situation became alarming under the previous AIDMK government, blaming Tamil Nadu's huge debt on corruption, inefficiency and reckless spending. Then there are states like Andhra Pradesh and Punjab which spend over 2% of their GSDP on social welfare schemes but have the highest debt burden. The RBI recently warned states that their social welfare schemes will drain the exchequer. But it's not just subsidies and these so-called freebies that are the problem. Both the DMK and the AAP have pointed to the union government's policies, like giving tax breaks to foreign companies or waiving bad loans of influential industrialists. The AAP in fact says that it is these that should be called freebies and not the programs that benefit the poor. For example, the corporate tax cut rate has resulted in a loss of 1.84 lakh crore rupees in 2 years. Let that sink in. A loss of 1.84 lakh crore. This has contributed to India's fiscal deficit increasing. In comparison, an RBI study says that various states have announced 1 lakh crore worth of welfare schemes for the year 2022-2023. So are we really okay with these people getting tax breaks but not okay with these people getting household items? Let me quote Abhijit Banerjee once again. Instead of cutting corporate taxes, the government should be putting money into the hands of the poor to propel the economy. There is no straitjacket formula to decide what is a freebie and what is a welfare scheme. So at the end of the day, a blanket ban on freebies or populist schemes will end up doing more harm than good. We've been bringing you Let Me Explain for several months now. So if you value the work that we've been doing, do support us by becoming a member of the News Minute. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels. And as always, if you like this video, do hit the like button and share this video with your friends.